High in the majestic Andes, where the peaks pierce the sky and the air carries the whispers of ancient winds, there once thrived a civilization that knew no bounds of geography or reach, the Inca Empire. Known for its breathtaking stonework, advanced agriculture, and vast territories stretching thousands of miles, it was a realm unlike any other. At its heart was the city of Cusco, a jewel of innovation and unity. But every empire has a beginning, and for the Inca it all started with one man, Manco Cápac. He wasn't just a leader, he was a visionary who transformed scattered tribes into a single flourishing civilization. Through his unparalleled leadership and reforms, he laid the groundwork for what would become one of the greatest empires in the ancient world. The Inca Empire, also known as Tuantinsuyu, was a marvel of human ingenuity, spanning nearly 2,500 miles at its peak. It became the largest empire in pre-Columbian America. The seeds of this vast realm were sown in Cusco, a city meticulously designed to reflect the cosmos and align with sacred geography. Scholars like Maria Rostworski and John Hemming suggest that Cusco's layout mirrored the Indian concept of duality, with upper and lower halves symbolizing balance and harmony. Manco Cápac, whose story is interwoven with myth and history, is believed to have initiated this sacred urban planning. His early leadership introduced fundamental principles of governance and social organization that unified a diverse population across mountainous terrains and valleys, creating the foundation for an empire that would endure for centuries. Centuries ago, long before the Inca Empire rose to prominence, the highlands of Peru were home to scattered tribes, each with their own customs and conflicts. It was a time of chaos, where survival depended on the land's bounty and the strength of one's community. Amidst this backdrop, a man named Manco Cápac emerged as a unifier. The origins of Manco Cápac are steeped in the rich mythology of the Indies. Two prominent legends vie to explain his emergence as the founder of the Inca civilization. The first is the tale of the Ayar brothers. According to this legend, 4 brothers and their 4 sisters emerged from the cave of Paqueri Tampo, sent by the gods to bring order to the world according to the legend. Among them was Ayar Manco, who would later take the name Manco Cápac. The siblings journeyed through the rugged mountains, facing trials and betrayals. Eventually, Ayar Manco was chosen to lead, uniting the group and settling in Cusco, the sacred land where their mission would take root. Another popular legend tells of Manco Cápac and Mama Oclo, siblings born from the sacred waters of Lake Titicaca by the will of Inti, the sun god. Gifted with a golden staff, they were instructed to find fertile land to establish a kingdom. The staff, said to possess immense power, sank effortlessly into the ground at Cusco, marking the place destined for greatness. Whether through caves or lakes, these stories reflect the Inca reverence for nature, their belief in divine guidance, and their quest for unity in a fragmented world. The legend of the Ayar brothers is a foundational myth that provides insight into the Incas' understanding of leadership and sacrifice. Ayar Kachi, one of the brothers, is often portrayed as a symbol of unchecked power, whose banishment ensured harmony within the group. Similarly, the tale of Manco Cápac and Mama Oclo, emerging from the Lake Titicaca, reflects the Indian belief in the sacred connection between water, fertility, and life. Lake Titicaca, revered as a cradle of civilization, served as a spiritual anchor for the Inca people. These myths and legends, preserved in oral tradition and later chronicled by writers like Juan de Bitazonos, illustrate the Incas' use of storytelling to legitimize their divine right to rule and their unique role as a stewardess of the land. Anthropologists argue that Manco Cápac's emergence as a unifier likely coincided with border, social, and environmental changes in the Indian region. During this period, increased competition for arable land and resources likely pushed smaller clans to seek alliances for survival. Manco Cápac's success in unifying these groups reflects a profound understanding of the Indian concept of Aini, which means reciprocity. By fostering a system where labor and resources were shared, he ensured mutual benefits for all parties involved. Scholars also highlight the importance of oral tradition in preserving his story. Historians like Garcilaso de la Vega describe Manco Cápac as not only a leader but also a mediator who bridged the spiritual and earthly needs of his people. His rise symbolized the beginning of centralized authority, a crucial step toward the establishment of the Inca state. As Cusco began to take shape, Manco Cápac immersed himself in the daily life of his people. He was not a distant ruler, but one who worked alongside his subjects. He personally oversaw construction of terraced fields that would revolutionize agriculture in the region, ensuring that even the steepest slopes could yield crops. He introduced innovative irrigation systems, channeling water from the mountains to nourish the fields. Beyond agriculture, he focused on building infrastructure, laying the foundation for roads, roads and communal spaces that would unite the growing settlements. His leadership extended to the spiritual and cultural realms as well. Festivals and ceremonies were organized to celebrate the seasons, fostering a sense of community and continuity. Through his tireless efforts, the small settlement of Cusco became the heart of a thriving society, where every individual had a role to play. Daily life under Manco Cápac was governed by a principle known as mita, or rotational labor, where every citizen contributed to communal projects. This system allowed for large-scale undertakings such as terrace farming and road construction, which were vital in a region where arable land was limited. Archaeological evidence from sites like Moray and Ollantaytambo suggests that these innovations not only increased agriculture output, but also mitigated the risk of erosion. Manco Cápac also prioritized the welfare of his people by implementing redistribution systems. Surplus crops were stored in state granaries and distributed during times of famine, a practice that ensured food security and reinforced loyalty to the central authority. His leadership exemplified a balance between practicality and vision, laying the foundation for an empire that thrived for centuries. What set Manco Cápac apart was his profound understanding of leadership. He was not only a warrior but a visionary and a teacher. His knowledge of agriculture, construction, and governance transformed his people's way of life. Unlike many leaders of his time, he believed in leading by example. Whether it was working in the fields, overseeing construction, or resolving disputes among villagers, he demonstrated fairness and dedication in every task. He had an innate ability to listen and mediate, making him both respected and loved. This combination of wisdom and practicality cemented his reputation as a leader who was more than just a figurehead. He was the foundation upon which the Inca people could build their future. His leadership style reflected key Indian cultural values such as Yananten, which means harmony through complementary opposites, and the concept of Aini, which means reciprocity. His ability to lead by example earned him the unwavering loyalty of his people. Historical accounts by chronicles like Pedro de Leon describe him as a figure who combined the wisdom of a sage with the charisma of a warrior. His introduction of agriculture reforms, including crop rotation and the cultivation of high-altitude staples like potatoes and quinoa, revolutionized food production. Additionally, his strategic establishment of trade routes and storage systems ensured that even remote villages had access to essential resources. The unification of the Indian highlands was not without resistance. He encountered numerous rival tribes who sought to maintain their independence. Through both diplomacy and combat, he brought these groups under his rule. In one particularly famous battle, he led a small but disciplined force against a larger enemy tribe. Employing strategic use of the terrain, his warriors outmaneuvered their opponents, achieving a decisive victory. These battles were not waged for domination, but for the promise of a unified and prosperous future. After each victory, Manco Cápac offered peace to the defeated, incorporating them into the growing Inca society and ensuring their survival in a harsh world. His military strategies were a combination of guerrilla tactics and psychological warfare, leveraging the challenging Indian terrain to his advantage. Historical studies suggest that he trained his warriors to use slings, bolas, and spears effectively, ensuring that even a smaller force could outmaneuver larger armies. After each victory, he practiced Pax Incaca, or Inca peace, offering defeated tribes a place within the growing confederation. This approach not only minimized resentment, but also expanded the empire's workforce and resource base. Manco Cápac's legacy is intertwined with myths that elevate him from a historical leader to a near mythical figure. One story suggests that his golden staff was not merely a tool, but a divine artifact imbued with the power to command the earth itself according to myths and legends. With the golden staff, he is said to have carved terraces, built cities, and ensured the land's fertility. Another tale claims that Manco Cápac never truly died. Instead, he returned to the sun, his celestial father, leaving his people with the promise of guidance wherever they needed it most. There are even accounts that portray Manco Cápac as an immortal figure, capable of appearing in visions to later rulers, offering wisdom and reassurance during times of turmoil. These myths and legends reflect the deep respect the Inca held for their founder. The mythological aspect of Manco Cápac's story highlight the Incas' belief in the divine origin of their leaders, a concept known as divine kingship. Chronicles like Bernabe Copo recount that Manco Cápac's golden staff, or Tabac Yauri, symbolized not only his authority, but his connection to the Inti, the sun god. Some legends even suggest that the staff had supernatural powers to locate fertile land, a metaphor for the agriculture ingenuity he introduced. These myths and legends serve to legitimize the authority of his successors and inspire loyalty among the populace, ensuring the continuity of the empire's spiritual and political systems. Even centuries after his time, the land Manco Cápac shaped stands as a testament to his vision vision and ingenuity. Cusco, once a simple settlement, grew into a vibrant hub of the Inca Empire. Its meticulously constructed stone walls, some still standing today, defied the earthquakes that frequently shook the Indies. The agriculture terraces he helped design turned barren mountains into fertile fields, ensuring the survival of his people. These terraces were engineering marvels built to prevent erosion and capture rainwater, making the most of the challenging terrain. He also laid the groundwork for the expansive road system known as Capac. These roads, which stretched thousands of miles, connected the diverse regions of the empire, facilitating trade, communication, and military movement. The Sacred Valley, with its verdant fields and flowing rivers, bore the mark of his leadership, transforming nature into a partner in the prosperity of his people. Even the city's layout reflected his influence, with the Temple of the Sun at its heart. His vision of urban planning and resource management revolutionized the Indian region. The Sacred Valley, a key agriculture hub, owes much of its productivity to irrigation systems and terraces he pioneered. Archaeological findings reveal that these terraces not only maximized arable land, but also created microclimates ideal for growing diverse crops. Cusco's architecture, with its intricate stonework and trapezoidal designs, reflects a deep understanding of seismic activity, ensuring structures could withstand earthquakes. The Capac road system, later expanded by his successors, became the backbone of the empire, connecting administrative centers, military outposts, and trade routes. The end of Manco Cápac's life remains as mysterious as his origins. Historical accounts suggest that he died peacefully in Cusco, leaving behind a thriving society and a clear vision for its future. However, legends offer a more dramatic tale. It is said that his mortal life drew to a close. He ascended back to the sun, returning to his father, Inti, the sun god. His body was never found, adding to the mystique surrounding his death. For the Inca people, his story carried profound meaning. It symbolized the eternal connection between their ruler and the sun god, ensuring that Manco Cápac's spirit would always watch over them. His death marked not an end, the beginning of an era, as his successors built upon his legacy, expanding the Inca Empire to unimaginable heights. His passing left a mark on the hearts of his people, and his name became synonymous with leadership, unity, and vision. The exact circumstances of Manco Cápac's death are unknown, as historical records of his life are heavily interwoven with myth. Chronicles written by Spanish historians like Pedro de Gamboa describe his passing as a peaceful event, emphasizing his role in ensuring the transition of power to his successors. In Indian cosmology, death was not seen as an end, but as a transformation, and the belief in Manco Cápac's ascension to the sun reflects this cultural perspective. The lack of a tomb or physical remains has fueled speculation that he was immortalized in the oral traditions of his people, a figure whose essence lived on in the rituals and ceremonies dedicated to the Inti, the sun god. The Inca Empire, born from the vision of Manco Cápac, became a civilization that defined ingenuity, unity, and resilience. From the terraced hills of the Sacred Valley to the vast road systems connecting diverse landscapes, the Inca left a legacy that endures to this day. Their ability to thrive in one of the most challenging terrains on Earth reflects a profound understanding of nature and community. At the center of the Inca Empire was Manco Cápac, the man whose vision and leadership transformed scattered tribes into a flourishing civilization. His name is etched in the stones of Cusco and in the hearts of the Inca people. And so the story of Manco Cápac, the founder of the Inca Empire, ends. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more legends, folklore, and histories that shaped cultures across time. Until next time, keep wandering.